All right, listen to this, because this is really good. This is really powerful. If you train too much, people think that, you're too obsessed, you're too crazy, that you're just too much, you're too extra. If you take any rest days or you train too little, people think that you're lazy or that you're not doing enough or that you should be doing more or something else. If you win, people think that you just got lucky. People think that, you didn't actually put in work or effort or anything. You just got lucky. If you lose, people think that you're not good enough. They think that you're not worthy. They think that, you're a loser, that you're a nobody. If you talk about, your successes or what you've achieved in life, people think that you're just bragging or that you're just trying to show off or that, you're just, they think that you're better than everyone else or that you think that way. But if you don't talk about anything at all, people think that you're just not confident, that, you have nothing going for you in life, that you're just boring and that you're just a nobody. So no matter what you do, no matter what you say, no matter how you live this life, no matter what, people always have something to say. They do. Even if you look at Jesus, the perfect man, the man who did not commit even one sin, the perfect man, people still had stuff to say about him. In fact, they threw him on a cross and beat him and laughed at him and spit on him. So you know what, man? You know what? We can sit here and try to be perfect per se. We can sit here and try to please the crowd. We can live this life trying to do what everyone else wants us to do. But no matter what, you're always going to lose that battle, because people always have something to say, and people always have something negative to say about you. No matter what you do in this life, there's always going to be a crowd that supports you and a crowd that doesn't support you. I mean, even criminals who go to jail, there are people that support them. I've seen people that have gone to jail, and there are people that are like, oh no, free and release this guy. He did nothing wrong, even though he freaking committed murder. Or, harassed someone or stalked someone or I've seen it all, man. And then, of course, you got the good group of people who are like, no, keep him in there forever. Now, I've seen videos of literal predators that get 2-day sentences in jail. I can't stand that. So I'm just going to be honest with you. I cannot stand seeing that stuff. I cannot believe that's even a thing. When it's proven, when they admit that of what they've done. And yet they get a 3-day jail sentence or a 3-month. It's like, no, man. No. That's unbelievable. But the bottom line is that no matter what you do in this life, there's going to be people that support you and people that just hate you. That's the bottom line. You can do everything right, and there's still going to be people that hate you or that have something negative to say about you. So you know what, man? You know what? You just do you. And look, as long as we're doing the right thing, as long as we're not trying to follow the crowd, we're being the leaders of our own lives, as long as we're living the kind of life that God put us on this earth to live, that us men were born to live. Because look, here's the thing, right, is that we're all similar, yet we're all different. We're all similar in the sense of we're all men, we're all men. That's obvious. Or unless you're a woman watching to say that, that's cool too. But we're all men. We're all men here. And the thing is that we all have a similar purpose as men. It is to be the kind of man God made us to be. Us men, we gotta be, right? We gotta be strong. We gotta be stoic. We have to be leaders. We have to be, loving and caring. There's things that all of us men have to do, right? God tells us to love everyone, love your neighbor as you love yourself, right? God tells us to, to be strong. Or even if you have weak moments, then, hey, when we're weak, then he's strong, right? God tells us to follow him. God tells us to do the right thing, right? So there's those things that all of us men have to do. Do the right thing. right? Be leaders, don't follow the crowd. Stick with God no matter what. Be loving, be caring, be a good-hearted person in general. Just be a good person, bro. You know, it doesn't mean you got to be perfect, because no one's perfect, but just be a good person, and let's get better every single day. That's the stuff that all of us men got to do. And then, because we're also our own unique men, like you're different than I am, and that guy's different than you, and this guy's different than me, right? We're all our own unique men. We also have our separate individual purposes and missions on this earth. So, like, you know, your purpose may be to be like, you know, a pastor. It could be to be a teacher. It could be to be a plumber. It could be to be, you know, like an IT guy or something, right? Whereas my purpose is completely different, or that guy's purpose is a different thing, right? So, and look, our purpose isn't just aligned to work. I think it's just the number one thing that people think of when it comes to purpose. But no, man, we all have similar purposes as men, right? To love others, to do the right thing, to just be good men, to get better every day, to be strong, to be leaders, to be stoic, right? We all have those similar purposes as men, to do what all of us men were born to do, to be the kind of man that all of us men are born to be. But then, because we're our own unique individual men, we're gonna have different personalities. We're gonna have different missions in this life on earth, right? And that's that. But even though we're our own unique men and we have our own different unique purposes, that's cool. That's totally fine. That's great, in fact. But we're all still men. So as long as we're doing what all men should, again, doing the right thing, being a good-hearted man, you know, following God, being leaders of our own life, stuff like that, right? So as long as you're becoming that, you know, that kind of man, and then of course doing your own unique individual thing, which it's not up for me to decide. I mean, that's up to you. You know, that's up to you and God to talk about, you know. But don't let other people dictate your life. Don't let other people tell you what your exact purpose is, or what exact work you should be doing, or what exact girl you should be dating, or this or that, right? Like, that's between you and God, because you're your own unique man, and you have your own unique mission, your own unique personality. But, you know, like the bottom line is that don't let others dictate your life. Right? You can take advice from others, absolutely. There's been so many times where I've taken advice and it's worked out great, but I don't ever let anyone tell me what kind of man I should be or what kind of man I should be, and what I need to be doing, what I need to not be doing. Like, don't let others dictate your life. Honestly, I think that's kind of toxic if someone does try to dictate your life. It's like, dude, worry about your own life, bro. Again, giving people advice, totally fine. Taking advice from people, awesome, man. Like, us men are here to help each other out and to build and support each other. That's what we're here for, bro. Like, hey, all of us men got each other's backs, you know? But, again, don't let others tell you, you need to do this, otherwise you're a failure. You need to be this kind of man, otherwise, you know, you're not a real man, and you're just a piece of garbage, and you need to do exactly this with your life, otherwise you've completely failed life. It's like, dude, I'll do exactly what I believe God's put me here to do, whether people think I'm a failure or not. Whether I make $1 million or, you know, just barely enough to get by. I'm going to do what I believe God has put me here to do. And if it fails, hey, you know what? At least I know to not do that again. Because failure, if you fail in life and if you lose in life, it doesn't make you a loser or a failure. Failure is one of the greatest teachers. I mean, failure, you know, this is the thing, right? People think that failure and losing makes them a complete loser. No, man. It makes you wiser, and it makes you stronger. Because failure has been one of the greatest teachers in my life, and without it, I would be all over the place. Because every time I fail and I lose, I simply just learn not to do that exact thing again, right? Or at least to try something maybe a little bit different. Like, that's just it. That's just it. So failure has been one of the greatest teachers. It's been one of the greatest wisdom builders in my life. So never underestimate the power of losing or failing, and don't let anyone tell you who you are. Don't let anyone tell you that you're a loser or you're a failure or that you suck, all because you're doing what you believe you were put on this earth to do. All because you failed and you lost. Big whoop-de-doo, we all have, man. We've all failed and we've all lost at something. Even the people that are calling you a loser and failure have probably lost more times than you have. So who are they to call you out, right? And don't go around hating these people that are hating you, right? We gotta love them, we gotta pray for them. But what I'm saying is simply don't listen to them. Don't let them dictate your life. Don't let them tell you who you are. Don't let other people tell you that you need to be this or you need to do this, otherwise you suck and you fail. Like, no, man. That's not up for them to decide. That's between you and God, bro. Take advice from other people, give advice to other people, absolutely. Us men got each other's back. Just don't let anyone be the dictator of your life. You are the leader of your own life. You do what you believe in your gut, in your soul, in your spirit, in your mind, that you were put on this earth to do. And if you don't know, go out and find it, man. Because unfortunately, me and no one else can tell you. You can have people online say, oh yeah, no, you should definitely go be an IT guy. You should definitely start this online business. You should definitely, go to college. You should definitely go to trade school. But you know what? Like, yeah, of course they're going to say that because that's what they tried and it worked out for them and they love it. So of course they're going to tell everyone else to do that. If I was doing something that I absolutely loved and it worked out for me, I would probably, be doing the same thing without thinking about it, like telling everyone that they should try this path. So yeah, you can try those paths, but it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to do it, otherwise you're a failure. It's like, try it out, man. Give it a try. If it works out and it's great and you feel it in your gut that like, hey, this is for me, and you feel God telling you, hey, this is your path right here, like, my man, go after it. But if you feel otherwise, then try out different things, man, because you're never going to know until you really give it a full-on shot. If there's anything that I've learned, it's that. But again, no matter how hard you train or how little you train, no matter how many rest days you take, or no matter how many days you work out, or no matter what path you go down in life, no matter what career you go after, no matter how much money you make, no matter what your job title is, no matter what girl you get with, no matter who you end up marrying, or if you end up being alone, like, no matter what happens with your life, people are always going to have something to say. During the times that I've been alone, people are just like, oh, Justin, you're a loser because you don't have a girlfriend, or you're gay. It's like, dude, really, bro? I've had 3 girlfriends. Sorry to break it to you, but I'm actually very into women. But then when I have a girlfriend, right? People have something to say. Oh, are you sure she's like good for you? Are you sure that she's treating you right? Are you sure that you're not being? Well, I think what's the term, like whooped or something? Like like when you're just so into your girlfriend that you forget about everything else, right? When I take rest days, people are like, oh, you're lazy and you're not training hard enough. When I don't take rest days, people say that I'm obsessed and I'm overtraining and whatever. And then, when I don't do, like when I change my career path or what I believe I need to do in this life because I figured out that something's not for me, people think that I'm just a mess and I'm all over the place and that I'm a loser, right? Because everyone else is starting their careers at 22 or 23, right? And I'm still finishing up, what I need to finish up before I start my career. But then if people start too early, then people think that, oh, you didn't give yourself enough time to actually figure it out. So again, no matter what you do, people are always just going to have something to say. I mean, like, you can tell me anything right now in the comments, like, oh, yeah, I'm actually doing this. And I guarantee I can find someone that's going to have something negative to say about you. I'm not going to be that person because that sucks and I hate that. I know everyone's got their different paths and their different psychology and everything. Hey, man, like, bottom line, do the right thing. Be a good man. Be the kind of man that God made us men to be and that we were born to be. And to just go where you feel in your gut that you need to go and do what you feel in your gut that you need to do without the input of anyone else. Again, take advice, give advice, totally cool. Us brothers got each other's back. Us men got each other's back. But don't let others dictate your life or tell you that you're a failure or a loser or nobody when it's not their life to decide. That's the bottom line, man. Because no matter what you do, people are always going to have something to say. So you know what? You, my man, you just do you. If there's anything I've learned in my many years of school and social life and work life is that no matter what you do, there's going to be people that have something to say. No matter how good I am at my job, there's always going to be that 1 or 2 people that say, oh, no, no, he's not doing this right and he kind of sucks. No matter how bad I am at something, people are always going to, like, no matter what you do, people are going to have something to say. You can do everything right and perfect and be completely perfect. Jesus was perfect and people still had something to say. In fact, they had so much to say that they threw him on a cross and, well, that's a nice bird over there. Sorry, getting distracted. But he was perfect. And you know what? They just threw him on a cross, spit on him, laughed at him, and basically called him a nobody. The Son of God, bro. So you know what, my man? You just do you. That's the bottom line. You go where you feel you need to go in this life. You do what you feel in your gut that you need to do. You do that what you feel in your spirit, in your soul, in your heart that you need to do, and just do it, and don't look back. Because if you don't do it, you'll regret it. Or if you at least don't give it a try, I should say, you'll regret it. So whatever you're feeling in your gut, man, God gave us gut feelings for a reason. You know, let's not doubt the power of gut feelings when, for so many other people, when they listen to their gut, it actually turns out to be the right thing. So if you got that gut feeling, I need to go here, I need to do this, but like people won't support me and no, just do it, man. Just do it, because you'll regret it if you don't. If your gut feeling is saying, hey, I need to take one extra rest day a week, do it. If your gut feeling is saying, hey, I need to work out a little bit more, then do it. If your gut feeling is saying, hey, I should be with this girl, not this one, even though more people would support me with this girl, no, go with the girl that like your gut's telling you to go with. If your gut's telling you, hey, I should go ask out that girl, go with that gut feeling, bro. Like if your gut's telling you, no, I need to follow this career path, even though my parents or my friends or my family or no one would support me, go do it, bro. That's the bottom line. As long as you're making sure like to do the right thing and to be a good person, right? And that you're learning from your mistakes and you're repenting of your sins, stuff like that, right? Just becoming better every day, because you're not going to be perfect, right? But just becoming better every day, like, and just becoming the man that you know in your gut you're supposed to be. That's what matters. That's all that matters. So you, my man, you just do you, and don't worry about other people, because you know what? Even if you did what other people supported, there's still going to be crowds that are still going to talk bad about you. So you know what? You're never going to win with that. The only way you're ever going to win is by doing what your gut's telling you to do, and becoming that man that you know you need to be. Because if you don't, you'll regret it. That's the bottom line. So, that being said, it's time to go do a good old-fashioned workout. So, let's get to it. Okay, we are getting the pole day going, and I got this good tree right over here where the branch is good enough to be able to do some pull-ups on. So that is what I'm going to be doing. I know it's been a little while since I actually recorded the pole day, so got to get back into at least recording it. And I've really been considering switching to the gym and doing half gym and half outdoor calisthenics, because I'm starting to kind of miss the memories that I made at the gym, you know? Even though I fell out of love with it at one point, I think maybe it's because like I was getting bored or like I was overdoing it or something. But if I switch it up between half calisthenics outdoors and half indoor gym time, I think I get the best of both worlds and not necessarily get bored or fall out of love with either or, you know? But I'm definitely kind of missing the good memories I created in the gym. Of course, I would just want to be sure that I can at least record some sets that I can do without being necessarily a public disturbance. But on top of that, it's just something I've been thinking about, so might be something that you'll see in the future. But as for now, I will get into the pull-ups. So let's go. I'm not gonna lie, that's just a nice shot in itself. Kind of like the sunshine coming through the trees. So I'm pretty honored to be doing some pull-ups at this exact spot. But nonetheless, let's do this. I'm gonna be doing different variations of pull-ups. The reverse grip ones hit your biceps really good. The like regular grip ones hit your back really good. And so the whole goal of pull is to hit back and biceps, and of course also lats, but that's kind of hit naturally through pull-ups as well. So if you're doing like regular grip and reverse grip of pull-ups, you're gonna naturally just hit your biceps, back, and lats really darn good. And then of course I'll throw in some leg ups for abs too, to make sure we're hitting the core. So yeah, that's nice and simple, and also nice and effective. And man, I'll tell you, it's definitely a lot harder when it's nice and muggy, you know, when it's kind of a little bit harder to breathe when it's all humid, muggy, and hot. Because even this morning, I mean, real feel is almost 90, so, and that's just in the morning time. So definitely a very tough and intense workout, but a very effective one too. And sometimes the most simple workouts can be the most effective because you're not too busy focusing on all these different things like, oh, should I do this one or this one? It's like, dude, you just gotta do a workout that hits the muscle groups you're targeting, and that's it. Some people are like, oh no, this kind of workout is better than this one, and this one's better. You know what the best workout is? The one that you can stick with the longest. That's the best. Even if it's as simple as push-ups and pull-ups and squats. If you can stick with it the longest and just put in the dang work, it's gonna hit you really good. You know, because the guy that's saying this workout's better, yet he's not sticking with it, versus the guy that's doing the most basic possible workout, yet he's sticking with it, who do you think is gonna build more? The guy who's being consistent. That's why instead of letting our brains overcomplicate things, sometimes the best way to go in life is just by doing the simplest, like the absolute most simple thing possible, and just being stinking consistent with it. That's really the way to go. But and I know I've talked about doing circuits in the past, but I will say pull-ups is definitely harder to like keep up circuits with, because once you do one set, you know, your back and biceps are already fairly burned out just from like that one set alone. Considering that pull-ups are much more intense, or at least can be much more intense. So give yourself a little rest break, get back to it. That's all that you really need to do. You know, do the regular grips, do the reverse grips, make some close, make some wide. That's it. Do some leg ups, hit core. Boom. Nice and simple, yet once again, nice and effective. Yeah, that stuff gets tough real fast. I will definitely say that. And if you're gonna do pull-ups with the tree, make sure you got a branch that's kind of like, it's not like bent or tilted, otherwise you're gonna be doing some weird pull-up on an angle and you're gonna be getting uneven arm movement. It's still gotta be like that straightish kind of branch. It doesn't have to be perfectly straight. Like the one I'm doing isn't perfectly straight, but find the right spot. It's straight enough to actually get an effective pull-ups. And obviously as long as it's not too thin for the branch to like break off and topple over. So yeah, other than that, I mean, that's pretty much it. Keep it simple, keep it clean, go as hard as you can, and don't stop till your body can't do no more. That's that's the gist, but really effective. Okay, I'll finish up the rest of this with my own time, and then I'll see you back for the physique check and Bible reading in the car. So I'll see you then. Physique check time. Gotta make sure you had the sun on. Gotta make sure you got the sun on you if you're gonna do it. That way you got the good lighting. Okay. Yeah. I don't know. Hang on. The sun's hitting me hard. It's like, it feels like, oh man, I want to embrace it for a second. Whew. Okay. Now that, my friend, concludes that. So I'll see you back at the car for our Bible reading. So I'll see you then. Okay, going from where we left off last time, at Luke. So Luke 1. Many have undertaken to draw up an account of the things that have been fulfilled among us, just as they were handed down to us by those who from the first were eyewitnesses and servants of the word. With this in mind, since I myself have carefully investigated everything from the beginning, I too decided to write an orderly account for you, most excellent Theophilus, so that you may know the certainty of the things you have been taught. In the time of Herod, king of Judah, there was a priest named Zechariah, who belonged to the priestly division of Abijah. His wife Elizabeth was also a descendant of Aaron. Both of them were righteous in the sight of God, observing all the Lord's commands and decrees blamelessly. But they were childless because Elizabeth was not able to conceive, and they were both very old. Once, when Zechariah's division was on duty and he was serving as priest before God, he was chosen by Lot, according to the custom of the priesthood, to go into the temple of the Lord and burn incense. And when the time for the burning of incense came, all the assembled worshippers were praying outside. Then an angel of the Lord appeared to him, standing at the right side of the altar of incense. When Zechariah saw him, he was startled and was gripped with fear. But the angel said to him, "Do not be afraid, Zechariah. Your prayer has been heard. Your wife Elizabeth will bear you a son, and you are to call him John. He will be a joy and delight to you, and many will rejoice because of his birth. For he will be great in the sight of the Lord. He is never to take wine or other fermented drink, and he will be filled with the Holy Spirit even before he is born. He will bring back many of the people of Israel to the Lord their God, and he will go on before the Lord in the spirit and power of Elijah, to turn the hearts of the parents to their children, and the disobedient to the wisdom of the righteous, to make ready a people prepared for the Lord." Zechariah asked the angel, "How can I be sure of this? I am an old man, and my wife is well along in years." The angel said to him, "I am Gabriel. I stand in the presence of God, and I have been sent to speak to you and to tell you this good news. And now you will be silent and not able to speak until the day this happens, because you did not believe my words, which will come true at their appointed time." Meanwhile, the people were waiting for Zechariah and wondering why he stayed so long in the temple. When he came out, he could not speak to them. They realized he had seen a vision in the temple, for he kept making signs to them, but remained unable to speak. All right, and there is where we will leave off tomorrow at Luke 1:23. So, that being said, This has been the mission for today. So now let's go become the great men we were born to be and that God made us to be. And I will see you tomorrow to continue the mission. Peace.